All right, good morning, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. So, who is the biggest boom or bust player for 2024 fantasy football? I'm going to get into that in just a moment. But of course, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Getting to that point now in the summer where there's going to be tons of videos. Going to start doing the live streams again as well. Also, make sure you become a member for the new season. You get a free PDF version of the 2024 Fantasy Sports Boss Draft Guide. So make sure you do that as well. I'm going to start going into all of the regular summer videos that I did last year as well. Top scoring rookie wideout, the draft boss, the sleepers, all that good stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, as far as the biggest boom or bust player in fantasy football, I think it's pretty obvious, in my opinion at least. And that player is Anthony Richardson, the Colts, Indianapolis Colts second-year quarterback. For a variety of reasons. And clearly the guy has a lot of talent. He has tremendous upside. And the fantasy football community is all in on him. Because right now, in early ADP drafting, Anthony Richardson, despite playing only a limited number of snaps last season as a rookie, is the sixth quarterback off the board. So Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, 1, 2, 3, just like last year. Lamar Jackson has passed Joe Burrow into that fourth spot. Last year it was Joe Burrow in the fourth spot. This year it's Lamar Jackson. No surprise, especially that coming off an MVP season. And CJ Stroud, who I absolutely love this season, but I'm not liking that fifth overall spot for CJ Stroud, who's going 44 overall. That's a little rich for me. But following him is Anthony Richardson at 47 overall. So the risk factor, towards the end of round 4, as the sixth quarterback off the board, when you have guys like Jordan Love, Joe Burrow, Kyler Murray, who I absolutely love the value on Kyler Murray this season, all going after Anthony Richardson, this is what's scary. However, let's talk about the pros. So last year, only 4 games, right? But the big question about Anthony Richardson coming out of college is he was not an accurate quarterback. Hell of an athlete, limited amount of starts in college, and usually that's a bad thing. When a quarterback doesn't play much, doesn't have a lot of experience in college, they usually don't play well in the NFL, especially early. Talking about Mark Sanchez, talking about Mitch Trubisky, Sam Darnold, guys that did not have a lot of starts in college, weren't really coached up enough, and then they struggled in the NFL. But Richardson actually exceeded expectations, and mine as well. He threw 3 touchdown passes, was only picked off once in the 4 games, completed 59.5%. So that's not great, all right? But again, he's a rookie. We've seen with Josh Allen that guys who struggled with accuracy in college it's rare, it's not often, because usually if you struggle in accuracy, in college, you're going to take that to the NFL. But there are examples of players improving there. But the big thing, too, is the rushing. So 4 rushing touchdowns. He did fumble 3 times, lost 1, but Anthony Richardson is an electric runner. There's no doubt about it. He had a couple of really big weeks, and his ceiling, to me, is the number 1 guy scoring-wise in fantasy among quarterbacks this year. I don't think there's any doubt if Anthony Richardson can stay on the field, he could be the number 1 scoring quarterback in fantasy. And then when you look at it through that prism as the 6th quarterback off the board, then that is a big payoff with your investment. The downside, though, is the injuries. Like Anthony Richardson really, he's got a label to shed, and that's being injury prone. Took a lot of big hits, had 2 injuries last year, had a concussion. Of course, then he goes out with the season-ending injury. Leaves himself open to too many hits. Now, I know that the team is coaching him up there. They're trying to get him to run out of bounds more, but, it's one of those situations where a tiger can't change his stripes. And Anthony Richardson is a runner, and that's what makes him such a phenomenal fantasy football investment and why the upside is so high, because not only did he show good signs as a passer, but his running is absolutely electric. It's on par with Michael Vick, and I don't say that lightly. Like, Michael Vick was the greatest running quarterback ever. Lamar Jackson is in that conversation. But Anthony Richardson is right there already as the best running quarterback in football, and that's gold in fantasy football. I've been telling you the last couple of years, you need to get those dual threat guys. I know the pocket passers played well last year, Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, but ideally you still want to get that dual threat guy, because in case the passing game struggles, they can still save the week for you by running for yardage, and that's why you want to get guys like that. But again, to me, the payoff is immense. The downside is also immense, all right? Especially when you're paying that high price, a fourth round pick for a quarterback. Now, to me, this year, as I've said already, I'm going value at quarterback. I'm looking at Jordan Love, the 8th quarterback off the board. I'm loving Joe Burrow. Jesus, Joe Burrow is the 9th quarterback off the board right now. Like, that's just insane. Kyler Murray has moved up to 10 now. So one of those three, that's where the sweet spot is for me. Brock Purdy, 11. Again, he doesn't run. The numbers are there. Jared Goff at 12. And we all know Jared Goff is playing almost every game in a dome this year. And that's something to consider as well. But I'm Jordan Love, Burrow, Murray. Well, I'm going to get one of those guys there. And then I'm going to back them up with a Trevor Lawrence, a Jaden Daniels, a Kirk Cousins, or an Aaron Rodgers. So those are the 4 backups I like as well. So let me know what you think about Anthony Richardson. Post in the comments. Hit that subscribe button. That's very important. And we will chat soon.